Mr. Dubowitz, on that point, and I think it's really important for the purposes of today. So to take away sort of some of the heat and the anxiety and sort of the discussion, to get back to this crucial point. JCPOA, as negotiated by the administration, allows for non-nuclear sanctions. That's right, isn't it?
Correct.
Now, in light of that, it is completely germane and completely appropriate for us as a committee, based on our jurisdiction, to be thinking, all right, what role do we play? And what we're saying is, look, we've posed this question to the administration. That is, the committee has. And we've not heard from the administration about what the president's plans are as it relates to these two important provisions. That is, foreign tax credit as it relates to Iran and deferral as it relates to Iran. So some people can interpret it one way, some people can interpret it another way. In the words of my son Steve, I'm just saying, and I'm just saying that President Obama has done many things that no American president has done before, and simply because a president has not done something before doesn't mean that that it's off the table for President Obama. Am I being reasonable in how I'm looking at the world right now?
Chairman Roskam, it's entirely reasonable and would have been a very simple response from the administration to Speaker Ryan's letter, which is to say, Mr. Chairman at the time, Mr. Speaker, we have said repeatedly that we will be using non-nuclear sanctions on Iran to respond to terrorism, ballistic missile tests, human rights abuses, and the tax provisions of the U.S. tax code are a non-nuclear sanction, and we will be using those and we will be not waiving those. I mean, that would have been a very simple answer. I have to say, from my professional assessment, I remain deeply concerned that the President will use non-nuclear sanctions to respond to Iranian misbehavior and illicit activity. And I think it's incumbent upon your committee and incumbent upon the U.S. Congress to get a clear answer from the President and from the U.S. Treasury Department whether those sanctions, those non-nuclear sanctions, completely consistent with the JCPOA, will or will not be imposed.
So I want to thank all of you today. I want to thank the panel of witnesses for your time and your expertise. Mr. Steedham, particularly you, because it's obvious to all of us that you're walking this journey with us today churns up a lot within you. And because we value you and your brother's sacrifice and the journey that your family has gone through, it churns up a lot in us to see you reflecting this. So don't assume that that's lost on us today. And I just want to let you know I am very appreciative. Go ahead.
Thank you very much, sir. I would just like to say thank the committee again. Thank you. But I will tell you something. I'm so fortunate to have been born into the family I was and the family I have. And nobody needs to feel sorry for our family, because we are proud Americans who love to serve.
Thank you. There's an audience today that's important for us, and I think, I know I'm speaking on my behalf. I wouldn't presume to speak on behalf of the entire committee. But for those companies that are contemplating a rush to do business with a terrorist regime, I urge caution, because I'm telling you what, we are interested. And we are particularly interested in making it difficult to do that. And I think there's a lot of people in Congress that are going to try and extract a very high price for American companies or anybody else that's trying to do business and be complicit with the type of activity that robs the life of an American hero on and on and on and on. If they just think this committee is going to lay back and not be a challenge to that, they're sorely mistaken. So we're going to be looking at tax credits. We're going to be looking at deferral. We're going to be looking at the definitions within the tax code. We're going to work to build a bipartisan approach on this, because this is not a donkeys and elephants issue. This is an issue where a majority of the Congress should come together around this. And it's an issue that the administration itself has said in the JCPOA, these sanctions are fair game, and they are absolutely fair game, and we intend to be forthright about it. And so lest some of these companies think they can just go in and make a quick buck and let the Iranians get more money, they're going to have a lot of conflict on their hands. So on that happy note, I yield back, and all members are given the requisite number of time to